The part of your brain that processes physical pain is the exact same circuit that fires when you see someone else succeed. Every time you scroll past a colleague's promotion, a friend's perfect vacation, or a stranger's highlight reel, your brain registers it as a small physical injury. By the end of this, you'll understand the precise neural loop that keeps you trapped in this cycle of comparison. More importantly, you'll learn about the neurological off switch that can interrupt it. Because the constant act of measuring your life against another is actively draining the energy you need to build a life of your own. We all know the feeling. It's the subtle deflation when you hear of a friend's success. It's the quiet calculation that runs in the background of your mind at a party, mapping where you stand in the invisible hierarchy of achievement. This isn't just a fleeting moment of envy. For many of us, it has become a chronic condition, a low-grade hum of inadequacy that follows us through the day. We treat this as a character flaw, a sign of insecurity we need to fix with positive thinking or affirmations. But this feeling has a physical texture. It's a tightness in the chest, a sudden drop in energy, a wave of heat. It's your biology responding to a perceived threat. This constant state of self-evaluation is an immense cognitive tax. It consumes bandwidth, drains your focus, and leaves you too exhausted to pursue the very things you feel behind on. It creates a feedback loop. The more you compare, the less capacity you have to act, which gives you more reason to feel you're falling behind. We've accepted this as a normal cost of living in a connected world. But researchers studying the brain discovered this is a specific biological circuit, one that can be hijacked. The mechanism that hijacks it is something you do every single hour. Your brain has what neuroscientists call a social pain circuit. Two key regions, the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior insula, are central to this network. When you experience social rejection, being left out, criticized, or ignored, these areas light up on an fMRI scan. They are the same areas that light up when you burn your hand on a stove. Your brain processes the pain of social exclusion with the same hardware it uses for physical injury. This is why a harsh comment can feel like a punch to the gut. It's why heartbreak can feel like a genuine physical ache. This system is ancient and wired for survival, but modern life has weaponized it. The hijacking mechanism is the fire hose of curated data we call a social feed. Every post, every story, every update is a potential trigger for this pain circuit. You see a peer's new house and your anterior insula fires. You see their perfectly behaved children and your ACC activates. You feel their life as a direct threat to your own standing. This isn't a metaphor, it's a biological event. Your nervous system is reacting as if you've lost status within your tribe, which for millennia meant a direct threat to your access to resources and safety. The system is designed to trigger a powerful negative emotional response to get you to correct your social standing. But in a world of infinite digital tribes, there's always someone with more. Always a higher rung on a ladder that stretches into the clouds. The alarm system is always on, but this alarm system wasn't always a source of anxiety. Understanding its original purpose reveals the first step to disarming it. Imagine life in a small, prehistoric clan of about 150 people. This was the social environment our brains evolved in for hundreds of thousands of years. In this context, social comparison was a critical survival tool. It was a rapid, low-cost way to gather vital information. Who is the best hunter? I should learn from them. Who is the most reliable caregiver? I should align with them. Who is rising in status and who is falling? This constant calibration was about resource allocation, mating opportunities, and physical safety. Your brain developed an incredibly sophisticated, always-on algorithm for social calculus. It was efficient, it was necessary. It kept you alive. That same software is running in your head right now. But we are no longer feeding it data from a stable group of 150 people. We are feeding it a curated, amplified, and perpetual stream of data from the top 1% of 8 billion people. We are showing it the highlight reels of millions, presenting them as the norm. Your prehistoric survival software is trying to process this data, and it's reaching one conclusion. You are failing, dangerously so. It's trying to calibrate your position against an impossible, infinite peer group. The result is a constant low-level state of threat, a feeling of being perpetually behind, because compared to the entire world, you are. The system is functioning exactly as it was designed, but the data it's receiving has broken it. You can't change this ancient software, and you can't completely unplug from the modern world. So the solution lies somewhere else. It's hidden in the one thing you have complete control over, the structure of your own goals. The philosopher James Carse drew a distinction between two types of games: finite and infinite. Finite games are played for the purpose of winning. They have a known set of players, fixed rules, and a clear endpoint when a winner is declared. Think of a game of chess, a football match, or an election. Someone wins and the game is over. Infinite games, on the other hand, are played for the purpose of continuing the play. The players may change, the rules are adaptable, and there is no finish line. The goal is to keep the game going. Chronic comparison is a symptom of living your life as a series of finite games. Getting the promotion is a finite game. Having a better car than your neighbor is a finite game. Reaching 10,000 followers is a finite game. These games are defined by external validation and clear win-loss conditions. Social media is an endless collection of these finite games, all stacked on top of each other. It's a scoreboard for games you never even signed up to play, yet you feel you are losing. You cannot win, because the moment one game ends, another one appears. There is always a new benchmark, a higher salary, a more exotic vacation. The neurological off switch for comparison is to consciously shift the primary games in your life from finite to infinite. The goal of becoming a master of your craft is an infinite game. There is no point where you win at being a good parent. You can't complete the game of maintaining a healthy body or being a lifelong learner. These are games you play for the joy of playing. When your primary aim is to be a better writer today than you were yesterday, the success of other writers becomes a source of inspiration, not a threat. When your goal is to build a stronger body, someone else's fitness level is just data. It has no bearing on your personal progress. The comparison instinct begins to starve. It's looking for a scoreboard, but in an infinite game, the only scoreboard that matters is your own, tracked against your former self. This shift in perspective is profound, but it's only the first half of the solution. The comparison impulse is still there, firing in the background. There's a final practical step that actively quiets that circuit down. It's a specific kind of action, one that physically reroutes your brain's attention away from the scoreboard entirely. Your brain operates in broadly different modes. One is the default mode network, or DMN. This network is active when your mind is at rest, when you're daydreaming, thinking about the past or future, or considering what others think of you. It's the seat of self-referential thought. It is the home of chronic comparison and anxious rumination. When the DMN is highly active, you are inside your own head, running simulations and calculating social status. The other mode is often called the task-positive network, or TPN. This network activates when you are engaged in a goal-oriented task, when you are focused on something outside of yourself. The neurological off switch is the act of deliberately shifting from DMN-dominant states to TPN-dominant states. The most powerful way to do this is to move from passive consumption to active creation. When you are scrolling through a feed, you are in a state of consumption. Your DMN is highly active, scanning for social information, comparing and judging. Your brain is primed for social pain. But when you are deeply engaged in an act of creation, your TPN takes over. Your DMN activity is suppressed. It goes quiet. Creation is a broad term. It means more than painting or writing. It's solving a difficult problem at work. It's learning a new piece of music on the guitar. It's having a conversation so engaging you lose track of time. It's cooking a complex meal from scratch. It's building a piece of furniture, organizing a spreadsheet, or mapping out a complex project. It is any activity that demands your full focused attention. In these moments of deep engagement, you can't simultaneously compare yourself to others. The two brain states are mutually exclusive. You cannot be fully absorbed in the act of building your own thing while also measuring it against someone else's. Action starves anxiety. Creation is the antidote to comparison. This is a physical change in your brain's activity. The more time you spend in a state of focused, active engagement, the more you strengthen the neural pathways of the task-positive network. You are literally rewiring your brain to be less susceptible to the ruminations of the default mode network. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every hour you spend creating, building, or learning is an hour you are actively dismantling the neural architecture of chronic comparison. The escape is a physical act. So the escape from the pain of comparison isn't to win the games the world sets out for you. It's to stop playing them. The solution is to become so deeply absorbed in playing your own game, an infinite one, that you forget to check the score on anyone else's. The goal is to make comparison irrelevant by filling your life with actions that leave no room for it. It is to move from being an audience member in the lives of others to being the architect of your own. The part of your brain that compares is always looking for a scoreboard. So you have a choice. You can keep staring at the one the world gives you, or you can go build something that doesn't need one. And this same mechanism of switching from passive consumption to active creation explains why boredom feels so uncomfortable, and why it might be the most valuable resource you're giving away for free.